Hello Nerd Fighters, I'm Chris Robinson, and on my channel I review shows like Arrow, Flash, Doctor Who, a lot of shows about superheroes and superhero type characters. So this was a great week for me to jump on here and talk about that.
Oh, the Nerd Fighters!
I'm such a huge superhero fan, but you know, it's not the only kind of hero in the world, and it's not always the kind of heroes that people can even relate to. You know, people are like, Superman, Batman, they wear a cape, they have superpowers, they fight crime, whatever. You know, my heroes are historical people like JFK and the Pope. And you're like, oh, that's kind of an interesting hero to have, both of those gentlemen. But it doesn't matter. Anybody can be a hero. Anybody can be a hero to you. And that's why, like, heroes are such a personal thing. Like, my favorite superhero is Green Lantern. And there's a lot of things about the character that, you know, I kind of take from it and apply to real life. Like, he has a strong will. He needs creativity to make his power ring work. He tries to live life without fear. You know, those are all really good lessons that you can kind of take into your own life. And it's one of the reasons I named my son, who's only about 4 months old now, I named him after Green Lantern, because I wanted him, you know, when he's old enough to understand that he has a name and what his name is, I wanted him to kind of, you know, embody those things or learn those lessons with comic books and, you know, whoever else I want to teach him those lessons. Besides superheroes, you know, I don't want him to only consider superheroes as heroes. I don't want him to only consider, like, you know, historical figures and people, you know, famous people to be heroes. One of my heroes, and I didn't even realize it until, unfortunately, after he had passed away, was my uncle. And my uncle was my hero because he did things in life that I also have done and wanted to do, but didn't even realize it. Didn't even realize that I was, you know, emulating him at the time. Like, when he was younger, he was a circus clown. And whereas I didn't follow in those footsteps directly and join the circus like he did, I've done stand-up comedy, I've done improv in New York City, I've done comedy sketches on my old YouTube channel. I'm very much a performer. I do YouTube videos now all the time. So, you know, but I didn't realize that, you know, seeing that he had done that in his life and seeing pictures at his house and everything, is like, that inspired me. But you don't think about it. You're like, wow, I'm inspired. No, it just does, and then you do other things and you don't realize it. And he was also a photographer. He was an amazing photographer. And I'm a video producer in real life. I do cinematography, I do video editing. And again, like, growing up, I worked at his photo shop that he had, and I saw him develop photos and learn how to develop photos. For those kids out there, they used to do this thing called developing photos. I won't get into it, you can Google it. But, and now, like I said, doing video production in my life, I didn't realize how much that, you know, again, he inspired me. And the third thing was he owned his own business. Like I said, I worked at his shop. Like, he went from being a photographer for the newspaper and then photographing local sports leagues, little leagues, Pop Warner, things like that. He opened up his own shop. He had his own business, and I do my own thing now. I do freelance. I'm my own boss. So, you know, all these little things that over the years he's kind of instilled in me. And you know, it sucks. It took after him passing to be like, wow, like of all the people in my life I look up to, and I love and look up to my parents and other family members and all the different things they instilled in me. But I'd say my uncle was like a real hero of mine, in that I aspired to be like him. I wished that I could do the things that he had done, and I did them, but just in my own way. Sometimes heroes are unexpected. You don't realize that someone is your hero. You don't realize that you're emulating them and trying to be like them until it's too late, unfortunately, sometimes. But, you know, I mean, I always told him I loved him. I didn't tell him, like, you're my hero, but I wish I had. I wish I'd gotten that chance now. And that's my video about heroes. Make sure you check out my channel if you're into a lot of the same shows that I'm into. I do reviews and reactions. You can click the link below. I want to thank Pat for having me on the Nerd Fighters channel, and Anna, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!